Hi there. What do I say when I meet my supervisor? Here are 4 questions that you should ask when you meet your supervisor for the first time. Question 1 is this. Could you say a bit more about what a dissertation is? Obviously, that might sound like a stupid question to ask, but often the smartest students ask the stupidest questions. And here it is again. Could you say a bit more about what a dissertation is? Buried in that question are other questions. What does a dissertation have to achieve? What are the learning outcomes? And how do I get a good mark? Asking a question like that, you're asking the supervisor to step back into their subconscious and reflect themselves on what they want you to produce. Part of that is almost certainly likely to be about specialization, the power of the dot, narrowing and deepening your field of interest. And when they're expressing all of that, you take notes. So question 1, let me say it again. Could you say a bit more about what a dissertation is? Question 2, you should ask, what is the timescale? Again, this is a stupid question because the timescale is obviously that the project has to be done by the deadline. But equally, that deadline is a long way off. So by asking the question, what is the timescale at this early stage, you're asking the supervisor to step back and reflect on the timetabling of the different tasks that you have to do in order to get there. A secret here is that in general, when a student asks a simple or silly question, a tutor will pretend that the student has asked a more detailed and advanced version of the same question, and accordingly, give a detailed advanced answer. Supervisors are not expecting to get detailed advanced questions from students, but they do like to give detailed advanced answers. Often they're working it out for themselves as they are speaking to you. So question 2, what is the time scale, is a way of getting a detailed timetable of your work, breaking it down into small steps. Again, take notes. This is a way for you to visualize the project in a more manageable form. Question 3, can you recommend any good reading on the topic, meaning the topic I'm doing my dissertation on? The supervisor will interpret this third question about reading as a kind of challenge. Tutors love to be experts, so therefore the supervisor will almost certainly make some kind of suggestion. Whatever suggestion they make, it will reflect and indicate roughly what intellectually they interpret your project as being about. So this question, can you recommend any good reading on the topic, is important as a way of boosting your reading list, either directly or indirectly. Perhaps not even primarily in terms of quantity, but perhaps even more in terms of quality and core relevance. It may be that so far you've missed off the most important reading on the topic. Alternatively, the supervisor may simply suggest or get into dialogue with you about the broader academic field or the most relevant journals, etc., that are out there. So, like question 1, what is a dissertation? And question 2, what is the timescale? Question 3, what should I read? Represents a way of getting more than you bargained for in terms of the depth of answer a supervisor may give. A supervisor may even be prompted to go away and do some reading themselves on the topic so that they're even more of an expert next time they speak to you about your project. On to question 4, the last question. And that question is, what do you want me to do first? As with question 2, what is the timescale? This 4th question, what do you want me to do first, is about breaking down the task into a more manageable form. And what can I do first means what can I do now in the next 7 days? you should bear in mind here that the answer to that question should be SMART. It should be specific, measurable. It should involve a milestone, achievable, realistic, and tangible. You should be able to see what you've done when you've done it. When you get told what to do first, like I just said, you should aim to do that task within 7 days. Then send an email to your supervisor saying you've done it and see if you can get another task to do as a follow-up. In my next video after this one, I'm going to go deep into what are the key follow-up tasks that you can do to get ahead in the early stages of research. In the meantime, those are the 4 key things that you should say when you meet your supervisor. What is a dissertation? What is the timescale? What should I be reading? And what do I do first? So, what do I say when I meet my supervisor? I hope this video has served to help you in thinking about that issue further.